Ohio, my name is Minamitoku and welcome to 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, part 31. Last time Santa lost his mind, I was taken by that by surprise too, because, well, again, my memory of the late game is a little bit hazy. So, yeah. Close the door and vanish. Bye, Santa. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. Yep. And they had no other choice than to comply with what he said, because Santa has a gun. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overall and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything, to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the two 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read, "Engaged." He moved to the smaller door. The red read, "Vacant." God. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
Oh, poor Junpei. Poor June. He thought about June. About Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. Seven came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
Search for other exits. Search for Snake? Nirusu? What his called? Well, it's his name in Japanese. Seven opened his mouth to respond when Snake is alive! Yes! A noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something, vigorously. It wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. Junpei and Seven looked at each other.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet!
Clover motioned to Seven to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. Where is the knocking coming from? Not from there. Not from there. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
From the coffin. There. Yep.
Could it be?
Yep, it can be.
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
Wee, Seven.
You're right!
Let's open it.
But how?
By inputting the code?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You can't open the coffin like
You're
that.
telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and Seven grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grab with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength. It's not gonna open.
Damn it!
See?
It won't even budge.
I told you. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Another one?
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
Clover, I think you're the smartest of all of those guys
so.
here. The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that.
Just knock back!
But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
Well, from the previous playthrough, we know what to do. But in this playthrough, we never got around to actually do it. Or examine it, so... They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be. Well, actually, if you did all of this before playing the safe end, then you will just be stuck here with the coffin and no way to open it. But because we played the safe end first, we now know what to do.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
Nope. The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Or can we actually The world blinked. I just thought maybe there was something with the pattern on the coffin. Suddenly, there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone. And now Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei? He pressed the buttons. So, truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone. Of course, right, left, right, left, right, left. Because truth is right and gone is left. In another meaning though, but yeah. We know that from the previous playthrough. Do we actually get to input the passcode ourselves this time? I'm not quite sure anymore. That was it. 1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1. 8 numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. 1 3 no, not 3. Just in case.
1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1.
Just in case, I'm going to write this down. Because I'd really like to put in the passcode by myself.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those...
Yep, they are. Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so he wouldn't forget.
1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1. 1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1.
With trembling fingers, he punched them in. No, we're not gonna get to inserting them ourselves. Sometimes I don't get this game. Like this game's supposed to be a room escape game where you solve puzzles and whatnot. And like in crucial moments like these, you don't even get to input the final answer you just got. Sometimes it's weird, but yeah. I don't know. But there we go. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Lock open! Here he comes, Snake! Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
No way!
What?
Yes, way.
Why are you...
It's still Snake in there.
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
I still can't get used to his voice in English. No.
Snake! You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Sorry, I mean, this is a serious situation, but I don't know. His voice is just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms.
Gently
Aww.
now.
Such a nice picture in the background. They really did it with the art here.
My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped, as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Her voice was happy, but almost desperate, as if she feared he would disappear again if she stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you?
Only thinking that you were murdered in a really gruesome way, and also seeing it, and yeah. But that's a long story for next time, Snake.
You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Well, you did actually.
As though you did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Well, he isn't to blame. It's not Snake's fault. Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister, even though Junpei knew they had little time, and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted. It felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired. And then...
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now. Thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes.
What actually are you wearing?
Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
Yep. He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of several hours. Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room.
Yes, he
Do I have
did.
it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Sorry, Seven.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but
What?
it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why.
True that. True that. So wait, weren't you kidnapped or something?
The corpse in the
Snake?
shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
True that.
You don't know?
Wait, you know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X.
Okay, Mr. X, good.
Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X.
So you're saying Snake should remember
You
something?
need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up.
So you were gassed?
I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me.
Yeah, but when were you taken away?
They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
Clover always asks the right questions. She's the smartest girl in here.
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you...
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
A small room, okay.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room.
And you got that just from hearing?
I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
Looks that way, huh?
Zero. So, well, of course Zero would have done all this, but... Why would Zero actually kill people? Well, he threatened to kill all of them if they didn't... Well, not physically kill them himself. But, well, as the water rises and they would lose the game, they would all die.
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Well, luckily we were just around here. And luckily you didn't wake up earlier, because then... Well... Would have Santa reacted the same way if Snake woke up earlier? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero?
To cause some disturbance in the group? Maybe?
I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either.
Well, just imagine a parallel universe, some kind of... But wait, at the end, during the last playthrough, we got this scene, this weird scene. Like we were gassed again and put to sleep again, so... And I think Zero said something like, good luck next time or something. And suddenly June was gone, for some reason.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone.
So I'm not quite sure if this sentence here comes from the parallel universe, or everybody was just gassed again and like just rinse repeat, put them at the start again of the game, and then yeah, they would have forgotten probably. Well, no, you could you really forget what happened during the last few hours? By some weird medication? Maybe something like that has been invented in this universe.
Where did those words come from?
From you yourself.
Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Someone had asked him about it while they waited for Cloud to finish crying. He had no answer for him then, and he still didn't.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously.
Or maybe this invisible field, like information was transmitted through that invisible field? Like telepathy or something?
I don't get it.
From
what the hell does any of it mean?
You yourself in probably the past or in a parallel universe to you yourself right now? Maybe? His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
Yep.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it.
Mm-hmm.
Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game.
Maybe they just wanted to recreate everything from 9 years ago, but then Clover and Snake must have remembered, right? I mean, she actually remembers what happened 9 years ago, right? So, and why didn't she tell the name? And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself, yeah. The maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied all of them together. And the point connecting the dots...
Zero.
Of course, Zero.
He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship.
Of course, it's all Zero's doing.
Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Probably, yes. Who was Zero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory. If he could only test it, or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape.
True that, Snake.
Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes?
Yep.
That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Through the other door, number 9?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Yeah, because now we have a digital route of 9.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Whee! 7! You got it. I don't know, sometimes 7 is incredibly smart, and sometimes he's just dumbfounded for some reason.
With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
Yeah, Snake and Clover are actually really smart people. As they snipped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
Sound stumped off toward the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. Seven quickly laid his hand on the red. An asterisk appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Beep, beep. And pull the lever. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. Seven glanced at them and laid his hand on the lever of the red.
Alright, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure we are. Junpei paused for a moment.
Not yet.
What? Why?
Huh?
Junpei?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
Wait, your theory from before.
You want to check something?
Yeah.
What is it?
But before I do, 7, could you pull the lever?
Why?
I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
Huh?
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay?
What is your theory?
Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Junpei looked directly into Seven's eyes. Wait, are you suspecting that Snake is Zero? And you just want to check if the digital route really matches? The older man looked back for a moment and then nodded.
Fine.
Yes, we can open that door. And behind there's another one, apparently. Sun pulled down on the lever and the door 9 creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8, 9. Door closes again. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
Why? What's going on in your head, actually?
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Huh?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked up surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it.
Oh, in the captain's quarters, of course.
I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced the bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to 7.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap.
Cap for captain?
Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on?
Junpei, you're actually smart too.
Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover,
I totally
give me your
forgot. Somehow I totally forgot about this bracelet.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever.
However, nope, it's an error. The door didn't open. The rats display red error.
I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Yep. 7 waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
That's right.
So 0 is someone else.
Then what number is it?
And yeah, what
Let's
number
find
is it? Junpei scanned the bracelets with this combination. I've actually forgotten what the number is, and I'm not sure if the number is still the same. So let's just go
Let's try
from
Snake, me, and Cap.
let's just try from top to bottom.
If this
7.
combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 2.
Nope, however, that's not possible. It can't be number 2. Because
Didn't open.
Cap's number must not be 2.
Then,
Junpei proceeded to scan the bracelet with this combination. Snake, Clover. So 6. Then it must be 3.
let's try Snake, Clover, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 3.
However, nope.
Nope, it didn't open.
Then the number isn't 3.
Then,
Okay, so let's do some thinking here. I could just go down the list further, but no, I don't want to do that. So, if we assume that Cap was in there with the other person, we assumed he would be Snake, the dead body there, then it was door number 3, right? So 1 plus because we suspected that Ace was in there too, or we know from the last playthrough that Ace might have been there too, or well, he actually was. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. So it would have been 9. So Snake, Junpei 7. So basically everybody plus Cap. But that option isn't here. 7 plus Clover. 7 plus Junpei, Snake, Clover 7.
Let's try Snake, me, Clover, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 4.
Let's just try. That wouldn't make sense at all.
Didn't open.
So Cap's number isn't 4.
How about...
Snake plus Clover 6 plus 7. 13, 4, 5. Let's just do
7,
this.
me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
If he really was there with Ace. There we go.
Hey, it opened! The door opened!
Yep.
What? Why? What does that mean?
Both 7 and Clover seemed rather shaken as they turned to look at Junpei for answers. The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an
Isn't it
eyebrow.
obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Yep. 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh?
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it.
Me neither.
I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up. Wait. June is 6, right? Is there a connection there? But June is Junpei's childhood friend, right? And she didn't seem to mean any harm. Well, you never know, though.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but
Okay.
I think June's number was never 6 to begin with.
What?
Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is...
9?
9.
That seems the most likely.
But she could open doors with it, with the others, like the digital route and everything worked.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
True.
Here, look.
Junpei leaned over to look at it.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything.
So here you have 6 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5 plus is equals 22. Yeah. It wouldn't match up. Here, door 8, door 6, and another door 4. She did go through door number 4 twice. This doesn't match up. This doesn't match up.
I wrote down which door she went into and with whom.
The last one doesn't match up.
And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 and wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work.
Well, I doubt that this is meant to be door number 4, but door number 9. What the heck? You produced a mistake there.
If the digital route is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
And so
Clover,
on.
do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What is it?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
They were all together.
3?
Santa was together with June all the time.
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room,
Yep.
Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy.
You mean they talked to each other and made some promise in some way? Well, Santa captured June there, so it was all planned out?
Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 and Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number,
0?
7. Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure. This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
So 0. He read out the changes he'd made. When he finished, he looked at Snake. But in the last playthrough... Wait a second, 0 is 0, right? So in the last playthrough, they weren't together each time, Snake and Santa, right? Or were they? I can't remember. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
So Santa was behind all of this?
No way.
But Clover said something that Santa shouldn't be that way.
Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
But they would have worked together then. So June would be in this whole plan too.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the notary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
Together with
I'm
June.
not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0.
So wait, let me get this straight. Just because you believe... But the Cap's bracelet isn't 0 but 6. But what does the letter O have to do with that? The letter O isn't the 6th letter in the alphabet, so... What the heck are you doing? Also, you just assumed out of the blue that June's number isn't 6, but 9. And then you got to the conclusion that Santa would be 0. And now out of this, the only logical conclusion is that either Santa just chose the same door as June, if he was working alone, or if they worked together, then they both planned this whole thing. But your assumption just came out of the blue, and Junpei said that Cap's bracelet wasn't the number 0 but the letter O. I mean, from your assumption on, it's logical thinking, I get that, but your assumption just came out of the blue. Why is that? I just don't get it. But more importantly, yeah, Cap's bracelet is 6. So Ace and Cap killed this other guy, probably. well, we know that from the previous playthrough, but I'm just assuming that in this parallel universe or whatever this is, isn't it the same? Or no, calm down. So, important question for you guys. What do you think of this? It's just confusing. This just came out of the blue, like Santa going nuts, and it just doesn't make sense too much. Also, I'm just assuming that this world is similar to the other world where Ace killed the other guy, but the other guy is still dead here, so I assume it's Ace still got the prosopagnosia, or what was it called? Face blindness, whatever. Just let me know what you think, and maybe we can discuss this in the comments below, because I'm just too confused now. And yeah, I usually don't remember the climax of those games, because like it's been like 5 years since I played this actually, so I don't remember the details anymore, which is good because I can like experience this whole thing anew, and I can take you along the journey, but I can tell you some inside stuff, but I won't spoil anything to you, which is actually cool. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole mess and complicated thing and whatever. So thanks everybody so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay true to yourselves.